They were supposed to be forgotten, buried not just in the woods, but in time. No names, no faces, no trace, just rusted barrels resting under pine needles. Just silence. A man out hunting veered from the trail and saw something strange. A barrel, heavy, old, out of place. He opened it. What he found inside would open the door to a nightmare nearly 4 decades long. It was November 1985. Pine Ridge State Forest. The man's discovery triggered a police response that would flood the forest with blue uniforms and questions. Inside the barrel were 2 adult women, plastic wrapped, bound, brutally beaten, dismembered. They hadn't just been murdered. They'd been erased. No one could tell police who they were. No one even knew they were missing. Detectives canvassed the area, searching for anything. Tire marks, clothing, a weapon. There was nothing. Crime scene photos shocked the nation, but still no one came forward. Sketch artists worked with skeletal reconstructions. Composite images were released. Names were guessed, but silence remained. It was as if these women had never existed. Then, 15 years later, May 2000, another barrel, just 100 yards away from first. 2 more women, same plastic, same injuries, same disposal, same silence. 4 lives, no names, no answers, just sealed steel tombs hidden among the trees. Investigators turned to missing persons lists, but none matched. These weren't women who were reported missing. They were women who disappeared from the margins. Quietly, completely. Newspapers called them the forest ghosts. And that's exactly what they were, until DNA started speaking. In the early 2000s, advances in forensic science brought hope. A lab isolated viable DNA from one of the victims. Years later, a private genealogist uploaded that DNA to an open-source ancestry database and got a hit, a partial match, enough to build a family tree, enough to finally give one woman her name back. While the DNA search continued, something else emerged. Across the country, in California, a man named Victor Hall had murdered a woman and was caught, convicted, died in prison in 2010. But Victor Hall wasn't his name, nor was the one on his driver's license, or the one on his birth certificate. His real name was Daniel Ray Monroe. Daniel Monroe was a drifter, a predator, a manipulator who assumed dozens of aliases. He left women behind, missing, forgotten. Wherever he went, someone vanished. And wherever they vanished, no one noticed at first. In 2017, Monroe's DNA was tested against the barrel victims. The results were chilling. One of the 4 women was his biological daughter. He hadn't just killed strangers. He had killed his own flesh and blood. Through genealogical work, 3 of the victims were finally identified. Erica Dalton, 29. Leah Monroe, 26. Carmen Fields, 25. All of them had last been seen with Daniel Monroe. All of them had simply disappeared until now. But the 4th woman was different. She was a biological daughter of Monroe. Yet no one could trace her identity. No one knew who her mother was. To this day, that woman remains a Jane Doe. Monroe didn't just strike once. From Idaho to New Hampshire, California to Arizona, each stop along the way, a new name, a new victim. He was a man without a trail, a killer without a shadow, until one amateur researcher pulled a thread that unraveled it all. A woman who spent her nights combing missing persons databases noticed a post on an old forum. Someone looking for a relative named Erica. That post, matched with Monroe's timeline, was the break investigators had prayed for. DNA confirmed it. Erica Dalton had been found. Among Monroe's belongings was a photo album, pages of women, some smiling, some frightened. One page, however, was blank. In neat handwriting, it read, "She was the one who got away." Her name was Dana Ray. She had met Monroe under yet another alias. She moved in with him. She saw strange things, heard darker things. One night, she found a box in his truck. Photographs, dozens of women, some tied up, some lifeless. She ran. She hid. She changed her name. For years, no one knew she was alive until the photos surfaced again. Dana's statement filled in blanks that police had never closed. With her help in the DNA trail, Monroe was officially tied to 7 murders. 3 states reopened files, and the myth of the barrel killer became fact. A hobbyist searching the Pine Ridge forest with a metal detector unearthed a rusted box. Inside a ledger, it held names, initials, dates. Some matched known victims. Others did not. One entry was from 1973, 10 years before the first barrel. Some entries included 2 sets of initials. Investigators began to wonder, had Monroe been working alone, or had someone helped him bury his secrets? Witness accounts began surfacing, descriptions of another man, traveling with Monroe, seen near where women had gone missing. To this day, the identity of that second figure remains unknown. But Monroe may not have been the only monster in the woods. In Maine, an abandoned house fit a tipster's memory. Inside, police discovered a hidden wall. Behind it, more photos, notes, unprocessed film. Among the images, one woman stood out, smiling beside Monroe, dated in 1971. She is still unidentified. A cassette marked Confession 3 was found at the Blue House. Monroe's voice, crackling, whispered into the microphone, "You'll never find them all." What followed were cryptic references, dates, initials, forests, numbers. Not quite a confession. Not quite a lie. Some believe it was a coded map. Others believe it was Monroe taunting whoever might follow his trail. Every word is being analyzed, every pause studied, but the truth remains hidden in static. Authorities have reopened searches in 3 states. 2 new missing persons cases are now tied to Monroe. The forest still hides secrets, and the barrels may not be the last. Pine Ridge is quieter now, but every step taken under its trees carries weight. The case was never just about what was found. It's about what remains, unseen, unspoken, unfinished. 4 barrels, dozens of names, 1 predator. And yet, we may only know part of the truth. As long as bodies remain buried and names remain lost, the story isn't over. Thank you for watching. We'll return if and when the forest gives up more of its dead. The answers are still out there, and together we might find them. Subscribe now before the next story is buried.